Hello, everyone. Dr. Anna here. Grateful to be here with you today on day one of our Keto-Green 16 cleanse. So I'm really excited to be here with you and to answer some questions. I've seen a lot of questions come through, so I'm going to pull them up. And again, excited to share some of these answers with you as well. We're going to go through a few and get started. So right now, just tell me, how are you doing today? I want to know, how are you doing? Is it day one for you? And how's that going? What's that feel like today for you? I see Tracy O'Day is here. Hello, Tracy. So good to see you here. And I'm glad again, to be here with everyone in the Keto-Green 16 Quick Start Challenge group. So one of the things that I was doing this morning was reflecting on the statement, I am worthy. So you guys just type I am worthy in the chat box and see how that feels with you. Does it feel like gaining confidence? I am worthy. I am worthy. And you are worthy. That is so true. I will share with you that I had trouble with that statement, much more in the past than I do currently. And that's been a process of working through these statements. And the way I view it now is beyond the I am worthy. It goes to the we am worthy, because it's not just us, right? We're here in this beautiful community. And with unity come unity. With unity, we are working together. And I think it's in the holy we, the royal we, right? God and me, the Holy Spirit and me. We are worthy, or we am worthy. And I really like that. I met a monastic priest many years ago and asked him questions about the Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. And he said, isn't it funny? Because it's the great I am, that concept that all three are together. He said, isn't it more appropriate to say we am? And that helped me shift my mentality, because often, it's things we can do for our children, things we can do for our spouse, things we can do for those we love. We have an easier time doing it. And when it comes to I am worthy, embracing it, sometimes we're at a spot in our lives where it's hard, or there's, like we talked about, sabotage, self-sabotage, or being sabotaged by those we love. So recognizing we're not alone, we am worthy. So now I see all these I am worthies in here. Ivy, Pat, Jeannie. Oh, it is great to be here with you guys. I am worthy. I am worthy. And now, right, we am worthy. We am worthy. We are together. I'm here with you. You and I, we are worthy. We are worthy in this sisterhood. We are worthy in this community. We are worthy in this group. And I'm just, again, thrilled to be here. Amy Stafford's here. Amazing help with my next book coming out, Menu Pause. I'll share more on that later. Jeannie is starting day one and a fast to kick it off. Lisa, who is new to the group, but she started Keto-Green last week after Christmas holiday, and she was really struggling because through the holidays and a house renovation, she'd gained some weight. So in that 1 week, she lost 8 pounds of toxic waste. I always say released 8 pounds of toxic waste, water weight. And it's toxic waste. And she lost 1 inch in her waist. I mean, that is so beneficial. So you guys, tape measures, scales, symptom scores, urine test strips. I brought them here. So you guys have questions about the urine test strips, let me know. This is a guide. This helps you. Blood sugar test. And we learned from Dr. Perlmutter. Can't wait for his book, Drop Acid, to come out. But uric acid home testing. I haven't ordered mine yet, but when I do, I'll walk you through that process too. But the more alkaline our urine pH is, the more metabolically healthy we are. Research has shown over and over again, the higher your urine pH is, darker, right? We want it to get into this green zone, really nicely into this green zone. I'm happy with a pH of 7, really happy with a pH of 7.5. That according to the research, we're pushing out uric acid, which keeps us metabolically unhealthy. So we want to be metabolically healthy. This alkaline, you guys, you're way ahead of the rest of the world. And I was doing research today, and it said that 1 in 3 of us are pre-diabetic. 1 in 3 of us are pre-diabetic. And that rate increases as we age. So these are some things that we can do. Good to see you guys. Let's see. Jeannie said, I was able to care for everyone around me, but fell short on myself. I had to make myself a priority so that I could have the energy to help others. Absolutely. Absolutely. And from Facebook, I'm in day 1. I'm feeling so great. After last week detoxing, I am sleeping better and have more energy than I know what to do with, down 3 pounds. Now that reminds me, that's awesome. I'm really excited about that result. I will say, when we start detoxing, when we shift and we start moving these toxins out of our body, we can have some difficulty sleeping. And we don't want difficulty sleeping, but just know it's transitional. So add in the magnesium. I made a beautiful cocktail the other night because, when you're shifting, this happens. I made a beautiful cocktail the other night, and it had just filtered water, a scoop of Mighty Maca, and a scoop of my magnesium powder. And I drank that around 6, 7 p.m. in the evening, kind of my evening cocktail, which I'm drinking my shake. I'm breaking fast with you guys now. So I'm drinking my shake in a wine glass, kind of my afternoon cocktail substitution. All right. So that's what we've got that there. This is going. So, so that is true. And if you have a high toxicity score, the very true, Jeannie, thank you for bringing this up. Stay calm and be ready to see those scores drop. And they do. Within 16 days, we'll see up to an 80% decrease in symptoms. You will feel better. You will feel more energized. You'll be like, you're doing exercise, yoga or something. You'll be more flexible. You'll be more light, able to do those things that you want to do. So hello, Audrey. And from Facebook, I'm 7. I have a pH of 7 today and haven't had a hot flash yet. Such a relief. It's game changing. Vicky, pH of 8 this morning. This is great. All right, you guys. So we am worthy together, right? We are worthy together. And I love that you guys have posted, we are worthy. We are. Thank you, Ivy. Thank you. Great for you guys to be posting that. Pat, glad you're here too. And all right. Let's see here. We got some questions that came in yesterday. So I want to type those. And thanks for your patience on the confusion in the time. We're going to work on kind of varying the time a bit so that we all feel like we are being able to reach at a comfortable hour for you guys. So we'll do some at 7 a.m., some at 12 noon, and some at 7 p.m. All of those are Central Time. So convert it to your time zone, just so that we're all on the, we're all kind of getting some live time. All right. So let's see. Edna asked a question. Are there ketone and pH strips that you can use with saliva instead of urine? So our pH strip. So pH strip can be used with saliva. I've not used pH strips with ketone. It is not a reliable way at all to measure ketones, but you can put saliva on these pH strips. And I'm doing it now. And I got lipstick all over my pH strip. So you can see, and your salivary pH will be different than your urinary pH. I want to see what's happening over your kidneys, because cortisol, stress, our cortisol hormone, increases the hydrogen ion secretion across the renal tubules of the kidney. And that's where we see that urinary pH decrease, that increase in acidity. And so it's not just about what we eat. We're working on our physiology, improving oxytocin, lowering cortisol, empowering our body's natural hormones, and getting rid of inflammation. So I'm going to share my screen. I think that will be helpful. All right, let's see here. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. Um, let's see. Amy said, I'm surprised how easy it was to jump back in after a couple months of bad choices. I tell you, and then once you're in, like that, it's staying in, right? It's doing the best we can to stay in, right? Amy, you're not alone. And I'm going to change my, first, before I do, I'm going to share a couple, this great testimonial. So, I love this from Sherry Salata. So Dr. Anna has taken the whole concept of keto, reinvented it, and raised it to a brand new level of vitality. So it's great to see these testimonials too. And from Josh Axe, he said, if you're struggling with weight gain, low energy, sleepless nights, and other issues related to midlife, read Keto-Green 16. So lots of good stuff. All right. And I know you guys have had tons of questions. So I'm going to share my screen and get to it right now with answering in here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, you can kind of see some of the questions that have come in. That's hard to read. Okay, let's try this. All right, let's do that. Okay. Does that look good? It's because you guys see my preview page. So Tanya said, is this superfood creamer good? And I'm not so familiar with it. It has 15 calories. So 1.5 gram of fat. I go down to total carbs, zero point 0 grams of carbs, 0 grams of sugar. So it seems good because it's only fat from coconut. Look at what the other ingredients are. Seems great. Actually seems great. May have to get some of this myself. So thank you for sharing. This is great. Sometimes when you want a creamer, I'm drinking my tea because I decided during this week, I was going these 16 days, I'm going to stay away from coffee, which I love, and wine for these 16 days, dry January in the alcohol sense, not in the dry vagina sense. You guys, more on that in February. But so we are having dry, these 2 weeks of Keto-Green 16. I'm going dry, and so no alcohol and no coffee. So this, if you can see, is my tea. It's an Earl Grey brewed tea that I did. And it is, it's kind of cloudy, but I used a little bit of coconut oil and a little bit of ghee and blended it in my NutriBullet. And that gave me a beautiful, very creamy look and feel without adding creamer, which is essentially with that coconut fat, you're doing that, and blending that up makes it really nice too. So I'll share with you that. So here are some other questions that have come in. And let's see, Laura asked the question, are there reasons to not take maca? Uterine fibroids, adenomyosis, just checking. So in general, maca has been shown to help with hormone balance and improve the adrenal gland function, help in all areas of sexual health for both men and women. Mighty Maca Plus, my combination of 30 superfoods, I've used it clinically and as well physicians around the world. And I've used it in patients with all types of gynecologic issues, uterine fibroids, adenomyosis, etc., and found it very supportive and helpful in detoxifying. So in combination with healthy diet and lifestyle, it works really, really well. With uterine fibroids, I always think inflammation, methylate detoxification issues, and so maybe a methylation defect with that. So I'll add on methylated B vitamins as well. So, and then of course with adenomyosis too, post cesarean section, I would see a lot of adenomyosis. That's a very common reason for it. And endometriosis is when there's, it's painful pain caused by endometrial, essentially deposits within in the pelvis and on the ovaries, on the fallopian tubes, in the peritoneum, it's called. And we want to decrease inflammation aggressively and balance hormones. And I found Mighty Maca Plus to help. Again, the combination of superfoods seems to work really well. Ivy said, eating my last meal by 7 will be challenging most nights. I usually don't break my 16-hour fast until 1 p.m. Should I skip the morning alkalinizing beverage given it contains some calories? See how you do. I really want to work on detoxifying you, Ivy. So opening up your detox pathways when you wake up, your body overnight is working, right? And so I want to remove those chemicals as much as possible first. So in these 16 days, take the alkalinizing beverage. It's working to help support your body's detoxification system. After that, you can try it both ways. But for now, let's add in the alkalinizing beverage so that we are really promoting detoxification and supporting your adrenal glands during this process. That gives you better willpower. And I hear you with your schedule. Most of us do better when we break fast around 10 or 11 a.m., but feel what works for you. And this is that whole process of identifying what is best for us. Kim wrote, Dr. Anna, how do I purchase the OptiLean fiber from Zymogen? It should allow you, well, I'm going to make sure Brittany or Jeannie can give you a link for Zymogen, but there should be a link. So when you order from Zymogen, I wish one of my team members in Georgia could help me with this, but we have a code. And if you say you're with Dr. Quebeca, that should allow you to order the OptiLean. That's a great, healthy fiber. So, yeah, Jeannie said she can give out the code. Yes, Jeannie, please. That's great for the Zymogen site. And then you guys can order straight from Whole Scripts for the OptiLean. Okay, great. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Anna said, I have to say Anna spelled A-N-A, very Portuguese name. I'm wondering, Anna, are you Portuguese? She said, if I get hungry between meals, is it okay to snack with a cup of broth? Just want to make sure I read that correctly. Yeah, it absolutely is. And if you need a Keto-Green shake in the middle, again, this isn't where we are exercising a muscle. We don't go out for a marathon and run 25 miles. I've never done that. Needless to say, I won't go out training for a marathon and run 5 miles, right? We start with 1. And that's the process. So I want to meet you where you're at. And like sometimes there's whatever is going on, I'll want a snack. So a handful of nuts. I love avocado with olive oil, salt, pepper, maybe some cayenne pepper in there too, and some vinegar, a little bit of drop of balsamic vinegar sometimes, or apple cider vinegar in there. And that's a great in between. And you feel more satiated. And the same with the bone broth. I love bone broth. It is caloric. It does have fats and protein, but it is so nourishing for you and will help your gut, your GI tract heal, as well as help you with willpower and getting into ketosis as you go along. So I think, like, stock up, make sure you guys are making some great bone broth and enjoying it too. So Jeannie said, a participant question, I've had good luck in the past with cacao butter with MCT in my coffee. Would that be okay? As far as I know, it is okay. Yes, it's worked every once in a while. I love that too. Jeannie said, in an effort to control hot flashes and night sweats, my doctor suggested trying Zymogen's MedCaps Menopause. Can you expand on that? And how do I get them? And do we need a code? I like MedCaps Menopause. I also like our Zenful, Zenful. It has ability to improve estrogen detoxification, other hormone imbalancing ingredients in there. I used to carry the MedCaps Menopause, but I've converted to Zenful. So you can get that directly off our website. And then we'll also give you the code to order other things from Zymogen too. All right. Okay. So see that there, and let's see what other questions have come in here. Laura asked, oh wait, here, let me stop sharing. There we go. What if your genetics says to stay away from methylated folate? There is only a small amount in the product. If it says to stay away from methylated folate, that's confusing. That's the natural form of bioavailable folate. So if you have impaired methylation, you definitely want methylated folate. So Laura maybe can expand on that a little bit more. She says, good to know I can have my liquid snack and I'm from Puerto Rico. Okay. So we put the links in here for you to order through Whole Scripts. And so those links are here. Thank you guys for sharing that. We have the Zenful product instead of the Vida Optimal Balance now. We changed it to Zenful, but same thing. Can coffee prevent you from getting into ketosis? Well, that is a great question. It's something I write about in Keto-Green 16, because with Keto-Green 16, I wore a continuous glucose monitor. And I found that anytime I took coffee in the morning, my blood sugar would go up 10, 20 points. But what was I doing? I was checking urine pH in the morning and ketones, was using my test strips, just like I asked you guys to use your test strips. And I was waking up in ketosis and alkaline, and then I would have my coffee and I expected to be more acidic, but then it would bump me out of ketosis too. So when I wore the continuous glucose monitor, I saw that sometimes my coffee was boosting my glucose 20 to 30 points. So pay attention to that. Really pay attention to that. See what's happening. See what it's doing for you, and let me know, because it's different. What's the expression? Different strokes for different folks. Things affect us differently. We're unique, and it depends on our genetics. But great question. And that's where I want you guys to figure it out. Most and men, and a lot of the coffee and bulletproof and all of that has really been proponents a lot by men, because they don't feel the negative consequences that we do as women as much, right? So they have 10 times as much testosterone as us, which is an anabolic steroid, builds them up. Cortisol and sugar and all of that breaks us down. So we want to be very aware of those differences. It can be good for one person and not for another. So from Facebook, had my GYN visit in November. Hot flashes, night sweats were getting worse after 5 years. She put me on bioidentical estrogen and progesterone and ordered Pura Balance and Julva. I ordered Pure Balance and Jello before the visit. Is it safe to use these with the prescription, still acidic after 14 days? Well, I hear you. I wish I knew your name here, but I can understand that, yes, this is a great option with your current regimen. I mean, it sounds like it'll be a great option. I'm sure she'll follow you and monitor you, do your hormone symptom questionnaire, and see how you're doing in 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, and keep evaluating how your symptoms are, and definitely note what makes you feel better and what doesn't. It's a good combination. And so still acidic after 14 days, we have to figure out why. In Keto-Green 16, there's a great chapter on kind of like Nancy Drewing your acidity, like what's keeping you from being alkaline? Is it stress? Is it difficulty sleeping? Is it medications? Is it inflammation? Is it diabetes, prediabetes, high blood sugar levels? It takes time, but we can switch that around. Be persistent. I know if you post that in our community, you'll get lots of responses from other women just like you that have had the same issues. So Mary wrote, any recommendations for enzyme supplements? I love a few different ones. Of course, our enzymes, Keto-Green enzymes on my website. You can look at the ingredients. That's, for me, is the gold standard. There's also other reasons to use other enzymes. There's Stephen Wright. My gosh, what's his? Brittany, you can post the link for his enzymes. But he has a holozyme. He has his enzyme holozyme, HOLOZYME, and that's another great enzyme. Serapeptase. and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I need to order some of that again. I haven't had that in a while. And and see what works for you. The Keto-Green enzymes, they're in our daily packs too. If you have seen this, I know I've talked about it in my girlfriend doctor group, but this is what I do. I pulled it out because I'm finishing my shake and I'll take my vitamins. But this is my evening pack, which has some vitamin D, 5,000 I use of vitamin D, melatonin, and a chelated magnesium, and then my morning and evening packs. And so this is easy for me. So it contains like that product that I was talking about. Methylated folate is part of the multivitamin mineral here. So multivitamin with L-carnitine, vitamin C, CoQ10, and some tendon support, and the digestive enzymes are right in here because it's such an important part of a daily regimen. My morning vitamins, so those were my evening. My morning vitamins are the same without the carnitine. So I just take the carnitine in evening. And I like carnitine because, well, there's a couple things. Carnitine and CoQ10 are important for ATP production, metabolism, and to prevent, to support your body against heart disease. The reason, I know my family history is heart disease on both sides, plus my genetics, high risk for heart disease, high risk for diabetes. And we don't want that. That's why we're doing what we're doing here. Joy wrote, I scored very high on the hormone test. What are some best next steps? You are in it. You are in it one step at a time, Take the additional detox capsules that we have on our website, and we'll post a link to it here. But the detoxification, Keto-Green detox support is beneficial. It has additional liver and liver detoxification enzymes, as well as Mighty Maca. Mighty Maca and your Keto-Green shake both have support for detoxification, and the vitamins in the Keto-Green shake are the bioavailable, most active, again, the gold standard form. So that's a great way. Nancy said, love your balance cream. I'm a big fan too. Thank you, Nancy. Laura said, where can we buy the glucose monitoring device? Continuous glucose monitor has to be prescribed by your doctor. It should be over the counter. And, we thought it was going to be, but it is not yet. It is by Abbott Labs. Ask your doctor to prescribe you one. And if he won't, say you're not going to use your insurance, you're to be cash pay with it. And I would recommend that if you don't have a diagnosis of diabetes, sometimes insurance companies look at that as a risk, a health risk. If you're getting a glucose monitoring device, it should actually be the opposite. It should decrease our health insurance cost, and it would, and it does, but insurances don't look at it that way. So continuous glucose monitor by Abbott. There's one called the Freestyle Libre. I've got some videos up on that. And it is great. It costs $40 for one sensor, which lasts 2 weeks. So for 2 sensors, it's an $80 investment. And if you have a reason, or your doctor prescribes it, just caution on having it run through your insurance company, just because you don't want them to tag you with a diabetes diagnosis. Some are shifty that way. So just make sure it's put in your medical record, not for concerns of diabetes, however, for biohacking or for health awareness, or maybe for a weight loss plan or health plan. So something that is documented in your medical record that you're getting that not because you have diabetes. Makes sense, right? So Laura says, thank you. All right. And Bronwyn said, I have found out that I have a hiatal hernia. Will intermittent fasting affect that? It should really help. And as we get rid of the increased gas, Bronwyn, in the abdomen, because that intestinal bloating is pushing up on the diaphragm. So the stomach, the anterior part of the stomach is being pushed through the diaphragm. When you decrease all that intra-abdominal pressure from having regular bowel movements, decreased inflammation, a healthy gut microbiome, and you're not producing all this gas, your hiatal hernia symptoms will go away. And also talk to a good chiropractor who does, or an osteopathic physician who does manipulation for hiatal hernia too. So that's a couple things you can do, Bronwyn. Thanks for asking. I want to get off the coffee, but I can't drink water first thing in the morning. I hear you. I did my tea today. So like you substitute, it's all about substitution. So I did my herbal tea today and just try and see how it does. Maybe adding a drop of lemon juice to your water will make it more appealing. Maybe drinking it hot, using a drop of an essential oil in there, or something like orange blossom water or rose water, just a drop, and that will make it more palatable to you. So you're not alone. And getting off coffee, watch out for those headaches. If you do, make sure you've got some magnesium on hand and some vitamin C. So can really increase the magnesium and vitamin C to help with that caffeine withdrawal headache. All right. And Jeannie put, oh great, she put the link to the enzymes here. B wrote, Dr. Quebeca, when I'm on the Keto-Green diet, I feel that I'm not able to think as clearly as I normally do. I've been on it since August, but it hasn't gotten better or changed. So I would like to see what's going on. B, like, are you checking your urine pH? Are you alkaline? Is it too acidic for you? Do we need to add more micronutrients? And are you actually in ketosis? Because with ketosis, I mean, that is like jet fuel to the brain. Versus, I would say ketones are like, glucose is to gasoline as ketones are to jet fuel. So that, I want to see what else is going on. And it may be that you're at a time where progesterone is needed. And often when I have, especially perimenopause and menopause, a patient who shifts to adding progesterone, they often say, I feel like a cloud has lifted. So give me some more information on that. Let's see what we can do to get through this together. And this Keto-Green 16 challenge, let's see if this makes a difference. Okay. All right. And that was Robin who had the hormone question. Thank you. Amy asked, what is the benefit of using both oral progesterone and balance cream together? Two different modes of delivery. You have to watch that you're not getting too much. So like, for example, when I use oral, I typically will use 200 milligrams. And of course, we cycle progesterone. So we have a few, either 10 to 14 days off a month, or in menopause, post-menopause, 3 to 5 days off per month. So the benefits are different ways that we're getting it. When we take oral progesterone, we're often taking 10 times as much as we would do put on the skin. And those progesterone metabolites can really help with getting a good night's sleep. So oral progesterone, 90% of it is metabolized into other metabolites, and allopregnanolone can convert to help support your body's natural GABA production, which helps you relax and get a better night's sleep. So oral progesterone, when I have someone who is having difficulty sleeping, I like to use oral, and sometimes I'll still add the balance cream together with it to use a little bit for the to add a little bit more progesterone, but also because the balance cream has the other benefits too, with pregnenolone and the anti-aging skin effects, which are nice too. So I'm combining that. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, so Stephen Wright at the Healthy Gut Shop, he has the Holozyme. So I talked about Keto-Green enzymes, and that link is above, and Holozyme. So those two. Oh, there we go. And Jeannie reposted that link. So there you go. Thank you. And is there a way to measure cortisol levels daily? Not without doing salivary testing. So Joie said, lemon juice makes a huge difference for me with water. Joie in French, it's spelled joie. Like joie de vivre. So I said, joy. Okay. And Jeannie said, LMNT helps me drink more water. That's another good trick to that water in the morning, is when you're adding electrolytes, adding those electrolytes in. So LMNT has a nice flavor. That's the brand. And I also like Emerson Ecologics, which is very pure, no flavor whatsoever. And that's great. Often in my workout bottle, I'll put a little bit of the, especially when I'm fasting or extending a fast, I'll put a little bit of the Emerson Ecologics, about a half teaspoon of Emerson Ecologics trisalts, and a scoop of our magnesium powder, our Better Brain formula. So, which I forgot what we renamed it. We just renamed our product. So they're cuter names, but my Better Brain and Sleep formula may still be called that. Okay. And Bronwyn asked, does drinking 16 ounces of hot water with apple cider vinegar, lemon, cinnamon help the body? Absolutely. It helps with detoxification. Cinnamon helps with blood sugar. I don't typically add the cinnamon into that drink, but I'll put cinnamon in other things like my tea or my smoothies. But helps get digestions, and it helps support your body's natural improvement of your urinary pH. Jeannie said, balanced PPR really helped to think clearly along with so many other things. Cannot say enough about how much it assisted me. Thank you. All right. Amy said, I can use all the anti-aging. I can. Dawn said, I'm happy to join this. Great to have you here, Dawn. And Joie said, I pronounce it Joey. Okay. Yes, that's absolutely okay. But love that it spells joy in French. Yes. Okay, Joey. Now I know. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me on that. I appreciate it. Well, it is great to be here with you. Jeannie, if I've missed any questions, if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and post it now. I'm excited again to be here with you. And we're going to do this regularly. So I will see you again tomorrow. All right, you guys, have a great day. Be sure to tell your friends about Keto-Green 16. We're in this together. And we, want Bible studies to do it, your home groups, your offices, your work teams, your schools, your classes. I mean, your colleagues work together. We have a couple doctors' offices that are doing Keto-Green 16 with us, and they do it in community groups. And I love that. So the plans here, try to anticipate, answer as many questions in this book, and then I'm on with you live to help you through it. Remember, we are in this together. This community is, supportive and knowledgeable and worthy, right? So we am worthy, and I love being here with you, and I love being your girlfriend doctor. Thank you, guys.